CDO had been constructed, Goldman executives later told the Senate Permanent Subcommittee, while the company was trying to remove Triple B assets from its books. Among those assets was a long position in the ABX index that Goldman had gotten stuck with while putting together deals for hedge fund clients that wanted to go short. Unable to find counterparties to take the long position off his hands, Holman used cons as a means by which it hedged its long positions. Goldman selected the securities that Hudson would reference. These included $1.2 billion in ABX index contracts. Offsetting the long ABX positions, Goldman wanted to hit another $1 million in single name CDS or credit default swaps, what reference specific mortgage backed securities issued in 2005 and 2006, none of which was clear from the Hudson's prospectus. Instead, the disclosure merely said the CDO's contacts were a sense source from the street, making it sound as though Goldman's randomly selected the securities instead of specifically creating a hit for its own book. Page 4 of the pitch book also said Goldman Sachs has aligned incentives with the Hudson program by investing in a portion of the equity. Only one page 30 does the pitch book make the start up disclosure that Goldman was providing the initial short positions, but according to the Senate Permanent Subcommittee, Goldman didn't then sell that short position to a client that has a true market maker would. Instead, Goldman was to the sole buyer of project protections on the entire $2 billion of assets has an international Goldman email put it. With the job a market maker, it is sit between two investors, each of which affirmatively wants to take a different view. The Hudson deal didn't come close to that definition, nor is it possible to argue that Goldman was doing something its clients were clamoring for. Rather, it was a deal Goldman had to sell, and sell hard to reluctant clients. Swenson would later write about such deals. We aggressively capitalize on the franchise they enter into efficiency short. Later, as Hudson and other deals went short, Goldman's clients were furious at how they had been taken in, rather but failing across. European sales about some of the trades we did with clients, wrote Yusuf Lireda, Goldman's head of European fixed income sales, in an email to Sparks. To damage this has done to our franchise is very significant. On December 5, 2006, just before noon, Sparks sent an email to his bosses. The montage had of sales and trading on the Americans and Rich Rusika co-kid of global equality trading. Supermarket getting a hit card, hedge fund hitting Wall Street Journal article. He was referring to a Wall Street Journal story published that morning about how subprime borrowers were increasingly falling behind on their mortgage. At this point, we are down $20 today. Structured exits are the way they reduce risk. More and more traders on the mortgage desk were getting increasingly uncomfortable being on the long side of the mortgage market. The Hudson deal had shown that individual traders were even shorting mortgage securities, yet has affirmed Goldman still had a large overall long position. On the end of November, the firm had $7.8 billion in subprime mortgage on its balance sheet and another 7.2 billion in subprime mortgage um, backed securities. Goldman also had a big long position in the ABX index as well as warehouse lines extended to New Century, among others. The gossip amongst traders at other firms was that Goldman Sachs was heavily exposed to the mortgage market, and they were right, but they couldn't see inside Goldman Sachs. Roughly a week after Speak emailed CFOs why David Vanier convened a meeting in his office. Even dropped Goldman's international risk measures such a bar suggested that everything was okay. The mortgage desk had nonetheless suffered losses 10 days running, where he caught as president would later testify that the firm's international risk models had decoupled from the actual result in December 2006. Goldman's top executives were sensitive to the losses because the firm was fanatical about using mark-to-market accounting. Following the securities it held daily, based on the price they would get in they sold the securities in the market that they reflect any gains or losses of the firm's books, and reported this information to Vanier and Goldman, other top executives, unlikely every other firm on Wall Street. In other words, Goldman had no illusions about how its mortgage-related securities were performing. The group that met that day included Vanier, Sparks, and various members of the Federation, the bank's officer risk managers, and accounting people. Their review went Goldman's exposure, including that ABX position the securities team warehouse lines on the bad loans that Goldman was trading to get New Century and other originators to purge out of that meeting came a mandate from the top that the firms needed to get smaller, reduce risks, and get closer to home, as Birbaum later put it.